everybody? My name is Kevin Kartchner. We're here on the Fight Against Mediocrity YouTube channel where we talk everything sales, business, real estate, and becoming better and fighting mediocrity. So today we're going to talk about money math and really the first step to making your first 6 figures or 7 figures. We're going to go over how simple it is, and stick around because I'm going to show some spreadsheets that I made that will basically help you do the math and make sure you know what you should be doing to make sure you make your first 6 figures or 7 figures. For any goal, the first thing you want to do is begin with the end in mind. Stephen Covey always says, it doesn't matter if you're moving up the ladder if the ladder is up against the wrong wall. And that's what most people do their entire lives is they just work and work and work. And then one day they wake up and they're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And how did I get so far along in it? And I think one of the biggest reasons is because, and I would say this is probably more so for the, well, I'll just say the older generations of work that are working currently, they just kind of put their head down. But I think more and more, you know, the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds and younger than that are saying, what's my lifestyle that I truly want? Now, I'm not just going to go to college and get a job. What is the lifestyle I truly want to live for the rest of my life? So step 1 is figuring out the lifestyle you want. And then step 2 is crafting that on paper. The thing about paper is I've heard people say, well, why do I have to put it down on paper? The thing about paper is it gets out all the ambiguity in your goal. Because up in our minds, we can twist things. But once it's on paper, it's there. You've thought about it. You've visualized it. And so it's really hard to fake the paper, what's on paper. So first step, writing it down. So we're going to talk mostly about a money goal that you have today. So for most people, it's $100,000 or $1 million. One of my friends is writing a book, and one of the chapters is called The 10 Million is the New Million, which I agree with. I think more and more you're needing more money to truly have the financial freedom you deserve because of inflation. Today we're going to be talking about doing the math. So first of all, I've got some money here. I sold something and they paid with cash. So kind of cool to have some money to give you an example. But so real quick, you know, the math, $1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's $1,000. So in order to make this $1,000, I would have to say I'm in sales or I own a business or something, and my product costs $100. I would have to go talk to and persuade 10 people that there's enough value in my product to buy it. 10 different people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so once I realized that, okay, in order to make $1,000, I need to find 10 people who want my product. And let's just give an example and say you're selling really nice pens. Here's a pen that I have. You're selling pens that are $100, and so you need to go out and sell 10 of those to make $1,000. And let's say that you know for every 5 people you talk to, one of them buys one of your pens. You have a 20% closing ratio. And so for that, you know, you need to talk to 50 people in order to sell 10 pens. If you use Facebook ads, or if you do cold calls, or if you do messaging on Instagram, you need to message 500 people to then be able to talk to 50 people to then be able to close 20% of those, which is 10 people, and make $1,000. Until you do that math, you're just going to be guessing and hoping and praying that people are going to buy your product. If you haven't, just go take out like 10 grand out of the bank and just hold it like this. I think this is only like 8,500 or 9,000. It's really not that much money, but just like holding it in your hand makes it feel like a lot. Like, money doesn't buy happiness, by the way. Money just amplifies. So if you're a really good person and I give you $10,000, you're going to do good things with it. If you're a bad person, you're going to do bad things with it. If you have $1 billion, same thing. I was just talking to someone today on the phone, and they're like, I just my car just broke down and my husband's car just broke down. And so because of that, we're tight on cash. The problem is most people, they do a budget and they say, in order to live, I need to make $4,000 a month and I'll be able to live on that. The problem is they don't calculate in emergencies and things that are going to happen, which they're going to happen. There's big expenses that are going to happen all the time. And so when I hear people say like, I just need to make the minimum amount of money, I think, no, you need to make the maximum amount of money because there are going to be emergencies. Like my wife and I are adopting, that's like 40 or 50 grand. You know, a lot of people will say like, well, I just need enough money to live. But no, you need money to do the things that you want to do, to go on vacation, to adopt, to pay for medical bills. Like you need to be self-sufficient in your life. Anyways, kind of a side tangent, but so you need money. You need some of the green, some of the green, like making it rain. Let's go. Do the math. I did it on $1,000. Let me clean this up. $1,000 as if you were selling pens. Now, let's do the math for you. If you're a salesperson, pick your product. If you're a business owner, take your product or your service or whatever you do. If you are a employee, then you're in a little bit different situation because you truly do, you're in sales, but you're selling your services for a fixed rate. So what you need to do is you can go to your boss and say, hey, I need to make this amount of money. What can I do to get there? Say you're making $60,000 and you want to make 120. What do I need to do to get there? And maybe they'll say, hey, if you sell this or improve this or do this, you can do it. Another option is to have a side hustle or get a part-time sales job. The biggest thing for me is like I believe that God wants to bless us, but I also believe that we have to put ourselves in a situation where he can bless us. So if you're in a fixed income position, so I was an accountant and I knew like I'd get a small bonus at the end of the year, but as far as hitting like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, $1 million a year incomes that I wanted to, I just had to put myself in a different position. So like, don't be afraid to put yourself in a different position, and it will be hard, but in the end, you'll find success if you just keep working at it. But if you're in sales or a business owner, this is a lot easier to do. So I hope everyone is super having fun with seeing all this money. Good visualization. So pick your product. And then find your product. What does it sell for? What do you make off of that product in either commission or net profit? And then figure out how much you want to make this year. So if your income goal is, I did two of them. So I did $1 million and $100,000. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick. So hopefully you can see my screen. And I did the math on two different things. So this first column is, this very first column right here is the price. The second column is how many units you would need to sell to make $100,000, how many sales you would need to make to earn $1 million, and then sales per month, sales per week, sales per day. And then this is just breaking it down for $1 million. On this top part, and if you're doing commission, just like whatever you make on commission, so say if you sell a $100,000 product and you make $5,000, just do the math on your commission. Like, okay, how many sales do I need to make to earn $100,000 or $1 million? If you're a business owner and you want to do it off of gross revenue or net revenue, the numbers still work. But for simplicity's sake, let's just say this is your commission. And so how many sales you need to make in order to earn $100,000 or $1 million. So for $100,000, if your commission, actually, let's say that these are products. So this is how much the product costs. So if your product is $1, you would need to sell 100,000 to make $100,000 and 1 million in order to make $1 million. And you would need to sell 2,700 of those each day. If you have a really cool product and you can get it in a lot of Walmarts or something, and you make 75 cents for every dollar someone buys your product for, awesome, cool, amazing. But you can see as we go down, like say it's a $50 product, you have to sell 2,000 or 20,000. But once you start getting down to like a $5,000 product, in order to make $1 million, you only need to sell 200 $5,000 products. That's only 17 a month or 4 a week. When you break it down like that, it's very believable. If you're selling a $10,000 product or make a $10,000 commission, in order to make $1 million, you only need to sell 100 units. And when you think about that, you think, okay, well, there are 7 billion people in the world. I know I can get 100 people. If you have a good product, you provide a good product and a good service, I know you can find 100 people to buy your product. And that's only 2 sales a week. So it just becomes very believable that you can make that kind of money. Again, if you go up to $50,000, you literally only have to sell 20 in 1 year to make $1 million. And that's only 2 sales a month. The biggest thing that I wanted, obviously doing the math helps this become very believable, which is one of the big things I wanted to talk about. But I also just wanted to talk about how put yourself in a good situation. Like, don't go to Costco and sell samples and expect to become a millionaire. Go find a position where you can sell mega yachts or sell houses or sell services where you can make a higher commission that are needed, that are good products. Put yourself in a position to succeed. It's very difficult when you're selling products where you only make $50 or $30 on a commission each sale. You're going to have to make a lot of sales to earn a lot of money. So that's one of the pieces of advice I have is like, if you're already in your business or whatever and you're already doing it, that's fine. But if you're looking for something new to do, put yourself in a position where you can succeed. Know what your goal is. Know how many you need to sell each month, week, and day to get there. And then I didn't do this here, but you can even back into it one more step. So say you need to, say your product's $10,000 and you need to sell 2 per week. Say in order to sell 2, you need to talk to 10 people per week. And in order to get 10 people to talk to you, you need to cold call 100 people. So the numbers don't lie. Like, okay, if I call 100 people, I'll talk to 10 and I'll sell 2 each week and I will make $1 million. Let's scroll down here. I will make $1 million if I sell 2 per week. So the math becomes very, very easy and it makes it very believable. It gets the ambiguity out of your head and on paper. And then you can make some of the green. Just a few more comments that I had that I wanted to talk about is like, charge what the market will pay. This goes back to, no, it's not fun being in business when you're not making any money. So if you're in a business where you don't make any money or it's a commodity, get out of it. A really good book to read if you're looking to make better offers is called $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. A very highly recommended book for sales and marketing and business owners. But don't just do business to barely get by. Like, you're going to burn out. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to be able to provide anything of service and of true value. And so charge what the market will pay. If the market will pay more, figure out a way to charge more, because you're going to be able to provide a higher level of service to your customers. And again, just, you need money to weather the storm. Set a goal, do the math on the goal, and then follow the math. It's really that simple. If you want to make $1 million and you're selling $5,000 products, then that means you need to sell 200 of them this year. Just do the math, figure it out, and it'll become believable. You'll be able to see it, like see what you can do. And anyways, I'm excited to see what you guys do. Leave some comments below if you have any questions or you like this or you learned something new. I would love to hear that. If you have anything that you would like me to do a YouTube video on, let me know. Again, I was an accountant making $60,000 a year and went into sales 2 weeks before I got married, straight commission, was horrible at it, learned how to do it. And within 3 years, was making $400,000 a year in sales. And sales does not have to be slimy, gimmicky. Anyone can do sales, an introvert, an extrovert. There's a lot of misconceptions around sales. I want to break those and I want to help you make 6 figures and 7 figures in sales. So have a great day. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.